So I just have to ask the question, which may be a difficult one. When did theater, seeing a show on Broadway, turn into prison? Because that, if you've been to a theater in the United States at any time in the past 2 years, it has truly become like you are being sent away for having killed someone, and now this is the rest of your life. So, first of all, let me say, before somebody sends me anthrax for even acknowledging this, I truly could not have more empathy or respect or, frankly, sympathy for anyone who is working as an usher or front of house right now. Because these people, the amount of shit that these people have to deal with on a daily basis, I can't even come close to imagining the hell on earth that it is to be a Broadway usher in 2022. I just can't even imagine. And frankly, I think this is a big part of the issue here, which is that we are asking people who are not equipped, not trained, never signed up for this fucking shit, by the way, to do things that are almost unthinkable. Like enforce policies that are so above and beyond the responsibility of an usher. I mean, back in the day, we used to ushers would hand out programs, be like, enjoy the show. It was like I think they were volunteer positions. They may still be volunteer positions, which is even crazier. But, it was like a customer service thing, like, welcome, and we're so happy to have you here, and here's my flashlight, and we're going to take you to your seat. And the ushers now have been forced to actually turn into prison guards. I mean, the theater is now being run like a prison. And I was outside of a Broadway theater the other day, and honest to God, the line to get into the theater, it looked like we were going into Auschwitz. I mean, it was full-on insanity. And we're asking people to do shit that they're not supposed to be doing. We are asking people to, and look, I don't care wherever you stand on the vaccine, irrelevant to me. I don't care whether you're an anti-vaxxer or, you wear a pin saying you were vaccinated. The question that I have is whether or not an usher should be required and be held accountable for checking your vaccine status. Like, that feels like we are possibly asking them to be doing too much and to take too much responsibility. I was in a theater in California last week. I'm not going to say where. Maybe I will later. And I was in the theater, and like we're just, I was a part of the creative team. I wasn't in the audience like as an audience member, but I was in the audience. And there's as soon as I get in there, there's an usher like coming up to the guy 2 rows in front of me, and she's like, "Get in your mask!" I was like, Jesus. I mean, I was I truly felt like I was in a concentration camp. And then, as I was walking to my seat, I had a bottle of water, and I was taking a picture of the audience. Just I wanted to post it on Instagram and say, "Oh, look at this beautiful audience post-COVID, yay! Like how wonderful." And this woman's like, "Sir, no photography, and you can't have that water." Just like utter rage in her eyes. And I was like, okay, yes, doctor, sorry, doctor. And I was like, I'm sorry. I said, okay. I'm honestly, I said, I'm with the production. She's like, okay, you're with the production. Okay, I apologize. Okay, no problem. I thought to myself, okay, so I can have a bottle of water because I'm with the production, but like the paying audience can't. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And so then I go to my seat, truly like shaking in terror. And there's a woman in front of me with her 8-year-old daughter, and they're taking a selfie. Like the mom's like, "Oh, honey, let's get in our picture," and the woman's like, "Hey!" This is a different usher. "Hey!" She's like, "No pictures!" And the woman's like, "We're not taking a picture of the stage. It doesn't matter!" And the woman in the audience was like, "I can't take a picture of myself?" The usher was like, "No!" Yeah. I mean, again, I worry that we have put a burden on these people who are not deserving of it, and we are forcing them to act as police officers. I mean, we're making people, we're asking them to enforce policies that aren't theirs, that are so above and beyond what anybody should be asked to have to enforce as an usher. I mean, in the Broadway theaters, there's people walking up and down the aisles throughout the entire show, checking to see if your face is covered. It's like Aunt Lydia from The Handmaid's Tale is, walking up and down the aisle at The Lion King. It's like we have gone so far off the rails. And I have to tell you, I think that this culture of like it being like prison in a theater actually was happening before COVID. There was a great pressure, like just from ushers, like, get in line at the bathroom. You got to get in line, and you got to go here, and you got to sit. Like, there's just like this. It's so tense in a theater. And now, of course, with COVID, it has just gone truly, truly off the fucking rails in the most insane way. And I mean, if you're just joining this conversation now, before you say that I should be canceled, like, I don't blame the ushers, and I certainly don't blame the house managers. I blame, the fact that these poor people are being required to enforce shit that they just shouldn't have to. Like, it shouldn't be their job to make sure that I'm wearing a mask. Like, I know that they do, and they graciously do it, but it's asking a lot of these poor people to also even check vaccine cards. Like, you're checking vaccine cards? I mean, what training do they have to? I know I'm not saying you need training to look at a vaccine card, but like, that's not what these people signed up for. To have to, like, essentially a vaccine card, wherever you stand on the vaccine, it's a medical record, right? That's like my medical record. And like, we're asking them to check that before you walk into a theater. Like, it's just a big responsibility. Like, we've somehow given, both authority and responsibility to people that never asked for this. We're doing the same thing to bartenders, by the way, too, like making people have to enforce shit like this, getting, flight attendants. I mean, that's truly hell on earth. Making these poor flight attendants enforce masks when they're in the air. Like, good luck with that. It's so dangerous, and it's so scary, and people are on edge. I mean, I don't know what the solution is, but man, theater has become, I really felt like the other day in a Broadway theater that I was being led to to being gassed at Treblinka. Like, it was so intense and not particularly fun either. It was like, okay. Like, got my mask on, I got my vaccine card out. Anyway, let's be nice to, the bottom line is, be nice to your ushers, because they're dealing with a whole lot of shit.